Hello and welcome to Lore of the Cards, the series that looks to find the lore hidden in your Hearthstone deck. We're continuing our lore summary of every card released in the Un'Goro expansion, and there is now a light at the end of the tunnel. We're on to the class cards, and today we'll be taking a quick look at the Druid, Hunter and Mage cards we've yet to cover. The Longneck variety of dinosaur was chosen to represent the Druid in Un'Goro. Prior to the expansion's release, the only reasoning we really had for this was, well, because we felt they represented the Druid, which for me didn't quite ring true. Just because a dinosaur is a herbivore with a big neck, I didn't immediately think Druid. Though with all the Longnecks now revealed, the Elder, and of course the Druid's quest reward, Barnabas the Stomper, the connection between class and dinosaur is a lot clearer. All the Longneck dinosaurs in Un'Goro, be they Druid related or neutral, cultivate life upon their backs. They are connected with the natural world. That world has become a part of them. Sadly, there's no lore behind Barnabas and the Longnecks in general, as they aren't a variety of dinosaur in WoW. Earthen Scales reminds me of the Druid spell Bark Skin, the Scales flavour giving it an Un'Goro twist. The Bark Skin ability in WoW reduces the damage a Druid takes by 20%, a versatile defensive technique that can be used by all Druid specialisations. Restoration Druids can learn a spell very similar to Bark Skin called Iron Bark, which allows them to cast this protection on an ally. But these are all wood, not earth related. Iron Bark can be further improved by the talent Stone Bark, which reduces Ironwood's cooldown and improves the Druid's heal over time effects. Evolving Spores brings the power of mushrooms to the Druid's deck. Druids will often use the power of nature to increase the natural abilities of their allies, though none of these spells are mushroom related. There's a sentence I never thought I'd write. The Efflorescent spell does a mushroom for healing, creating a large area of effect that heals 3 allies within. While there are no snakes the size of the giant Anaconda in Un'Goro, giant snakes do exist in WoW, such as the Imperial Python. Snakes are versatile creatures and can be found throughout the world of Azeroth. The serpents are venerated by the troll race. The Darkspear tribe, who belong to the Horde, are particularly fond of the Crimson Snake. It is vicious and fiercely loyal. Some snakes are also lower, the pantheon of powerful creatures that the trolls worship. There is no snake specifically called the giant Anaconda in WoW. I'd assume the Jungle Giants quest merely references the sizable creatures that can be found within Un'Goro. While in WoW the only massive creatures are the Devilsaur and Stegodon, the other dinosaurs are not exactly tiny, and Journey to Un'Goro has introduced many more of the towering beasts. There are actually 2 Tyrantuses in WoW, and both a Devilsaur. It's likely the Journey to Un'Goro card is referencing the Tyrantus boss that was recently added to WoW with the Un'Goro Madness micro holiday event. While the card doesn't display it, the WoW boss makes use of an adaptation mechanic. When threatened, Tyrantus can undergo 6 adaptations. Adrenaline, which steadily increases his attack, Caustic Blood that summons minions from the dinosaur's own blood, Heavy-Footed, which creates shockwaves whenever Tyrantus moves, flinging attackers back, Poisonous Skin, which damages nearby players, and Spores, which launches volleys of volatile spores at his attackers. There was a Tyrantus that existed in WoW before this one. He could only be found in Ecodome Farfield. The Ecodomes were created by the Ethereals, creating little pockets of life in the otherwise ravaged lands of Netherstorm in the world of Outland. Tyrantus fought using fear, his terrifying roar causing adventurers to flee. The jeweled Macaw in WoW is actually a variety of parrot that exists within the Jade Forests of Pandaria, but parrots can be found in Un'Goro. These birds also featured in Emalone's journal, the first creatures he encountered in Un'Goro. It was pointed out to him by Elise that the Macaw's cry can attract dangerous beasts, in keeping with the card's battle cry. Malone tried to capture a Macaw to keep as a pet, but the bird was far tougher than it looked. And let's just say, he was unsuccessful. Grievous Fight in WoW was a particularly nasty ability used by the dungeon boss King Dread. The dinosaur would bite his victim, causing them to bleed out unless healed to full health. Seems in Hearthstone, as there is no bleed effect, this has been replaced with an AoE element. Stampede first appeared in Warcraft 3 as the ultimate ability of the Beastmaster hero unit. The hero would summon a horde of thunder lizards that would run into units, dealing sizable damage upon impact in a large area. Beastmaster hunters in WoW have kept this ability, summoning a menagerie of beasts from the wilds around the hunter to attack their target. Of course, in Journey to Ungoro, the beasts around the hunter are freaking dinosaurs. Dinomancy is the art of being able to control the might of dinosaurs, and some talented dinomancers are able to transform themselves into the powerful beasts. In WoW, the magic school used to only be performed by the Zandalari troll tribe, until the addition of the Ungoro Madness event. This saw a Caradel added to the game, the Saurok's title being Scumblade Dinomancer, telling us the Saurok are now also capable of Dinomancy. A Caradel during a battle would howl to attract nearby beasts to aid him in combat. The Shimmering Tempest would appear to be a new elemental type added for Journey to Ungoro. What elemental type? I couldn't say with any certainty, though it does bear some similarities to the creature depicted in Mana Bind. Perhaps they are some sort of magic or mana elemental, given the nature of the class that wields them and their effect related to spellwork. Tempest in WoW is used to describe some of the air elementals of Northrend, though these beings are clearly not air elementals. Mages frequently deal with the elements of fire and ice in their spellcasting. It appears in Journey to Ungoro, mages have learnt to fashion the lava of Fireplume Ridge into additional minions to fight by their side, copying a minion on the board with exactly the same strength but requiring less resources to do it. To my knowledge, there is no precedent in WoW of beings able to shape lava into entities that are completely different to the starting material. What I'm basically trying to say is the card doesn't really have any lore. Steam elementals can be found in Ungoro, residing by the Golakka Hot Springs. In the non-canonic Warcraft RPG, they are known as conglomerate elementals, two elemental types coming together to form another type. Steam elementals are formed by a union of fire and water. The Steam Surger is a steam elemental that exists in WoW, but is found outside Ungoro, in the Burning Crusade dungeon, the Steam Vaults. His appearance also differs to the usual steam elemental, looking more like a water elemental. The inscription profession was added in WoW with the Wrath of the Lich King expansion. Players are able to create glyphs using this profession, which modifies their spells, sometimes making them more powerful or maybe an aesthetic change. Glyphs used to be like a second, more expensive talent tree, there being an optimum glyph to push the most damage, etc. Now they are less crucial, and often just add a few quality of life improvements, such as allowing other players to ride on a druid's travel form. The Primordial Glyph allows players to discover a spell and modify it slightly by removing 2 mana from it. I'm guessing this may be a reference to the inscription profession. Mages are able to cast an area of effect spell called Meteor in WoW, but in Journey to Ungoro, this Meteor is far more important. Dr. Doyle and E. Malone travelled many places on their Ungoro journey, their course often being dictated by the leader of the Tortolan, Umbra. It would appear her dictations were very purposeful, as with Doyle and Malone's help, the natives of Ungoro were able to prevent a giant meteor from slamming into the crater. The Open the Waygate quest likely references the Waygate found in Ungoro. In WoW, this gate teleports players to Sholazar Basin, a zone similar to Ungoro that the Titans used as a research ground. Perhaps this was to give the Titan Forged easy access to both grounds to carry out research. In the Doyle and Malone story, the Waygate seems to have time-bending properties, helping to get rid of a meteor and returning Doyle and Malone to a time just after their separation from Elise and her expedition. The Mage's reward seems to reference this time-bending ability. So, that's it for now. Join me next time when we take a brief look at the Paladin, Priest and Rogue cards we didn't get a chance to look at yet. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe and share this video with your friends. It is beyond appreciated. If you like the art, I've done my best to reference the artists in the description below. To keep up to date with 6 Gamers, follow us on Twitter and Facebook. I'm also streaming every Tuesday now, so be sure to follow us on Twitch and come join. Until next time, happy Hearthstoning. Let me see you